and takes you on his way. When you pay, you're a demon. You can dream and scheme on it's one life you have and time is ticking away. You're a demon. You can dream and scheme and the devil comes and takes you on his way. When you pay, you're a demon. You can dream and scheme and it's one life you have and time is ticking away. Cruising the coldness, there's no reflection. Detecting a smile while you file complexion. Fools everyone close enough to touch. You keep them all running around while you watch. 7-day trial, good you send them back broken. Talk a cheap token and flirt just to weaken. You keep on and keep on till you have had your fun. Till family broken and all is confusion. You're a demon. You can dream and scheme and the devil comes and takes you on his way. When you pay, you're a demon. You can dream and scheme and it's one life you have and time is ticking away. In the absence of light you have lost your conscience. You're intelligent but you choose this sentence. You absorb kindness and spread your blindness. You see people turn to stone through your test. While you crumble the humble each and live like vampire, your light will turn your world into fire. You're a demon. You can dream and scheme and the devil comes and takes you on his way. When you pay, you're a demon. You can dream and scheme and it's one life you have and time is ticking away. You're a demon. You can dream and scheme and the devil comes and takes you on his way. When you pay, you're a demon. You can dream and scheme and it's one life you have and time is ticking away. What do? Means is it something for me? Drain off your skills like you must live for free. I love you means there's something you want. Rejection is failure, there's truth to confront. Front is the truth which you cannot face. Calculate laps and cheat in human race. Siphon spirit, dissect heart like surgeon. No hiding place from the mother of creation. You're a demon. You can dream and scheme and the devil comes and takes you on his way. When you pay, you're a demon. You can dream and scheme and it's one life you have and time is ticking away. You're a demon. You can dream and scheme and the devil comes and takes you on his way. When you pay, you're a demon. You can dream and scheme and it's one life you have and time is ticking away. You can't run away, cause you'll always pay. Can't hide, and no one to confide. You can't run away, cause you'll always pay. Can't hide, and no one to confide in. A dedication to the artist G-Corp, Mighty Tree and 90. Demon Victory. Victory, 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 victory,
turn back hands of time. Got no time to play. Got to get on the go. We gotta move it right away when I tell the say no, but I got no time to delay when I tell the say. Cause time is the master. Go tick, tock. Move it on the dot and don't you look back until you could dash. Serious time, this a terrible time. Cause some may say, cause this a serious time. Yeah, you know. Got to know what you do in this time. Is not what you're saying. Got no time to play, got no time to delay when I tell the say. Tick, tock. Move it on the dot and say you could have never stop. Got no time to play and say no time to delay. Move it right away and never till you up and say, cause this time is the master. Time is the master. Time can be a disaster. Yeah, you know. So you gotta move it on the go and do this till the link. Never know, keep it coming to my doors and look over some more when I tell them I'm a sound. It'll be on leak. Come on, some other sister video when I go see what I tell you say.
You run and you run to catch up with the sun, but it's sinking and racing around to come up behind you again. The sun is the same in a relative way, but you're older. You're shorter of breath and one day closer to death. Every year is getting shorter. Never seem to find the time. Plans that either come to naught or half a page of scribbled lines. Hanging on in quiet desperation is the English way. The time is gone, the song is over. Thought I'd something more to say. Home again. I like to be here when I can. When I come home cold and tired, it's good to warm my bones beside the fire. Far away across the field, tolling of the iron bell calls the faithful to their knees to hear the softly spoken magic spell.
The people who suffer around the world globally, don't worry, everything is blessed. Don't ever stress. You don't know it's just guide and protect. And you don't know say I never strive for happiness and alleviate the stress. You know? You hear me now? Alright. Now. Every day now, yeah. You got to give it all you got, yeah. Hey, give it up. Well, all around the world, they get to youth, them they are suffer. Enough for them can't find little bread or even butter. Enough for them no have no mother, them no have no papa. Enough no have no sister, and them no have no brother. You them want help no from a coast to coast. You them no come fi brag and them no come fi boast. You them want big car and them want big house. Get to you them want the loving the most. Yo, these things I've seen. Forget to you them want to make more greener. These things I know. For Babylon them couldn't cut with flow. These things I've seen. Forget to you them want to make more greener. These things I know. Wicked try wipe we out. That easy coffee come. Me no care what I go down. Me no business what I go on. Babylon can't stop the fun. And if them stop the fun, the whole place a pop down. How them fi stop Selassie I grandson? How them fi try stop Selassie I son? How them fi stop Queen of Sheba's son? You know that they can't stop the ancient ones. These things I want the world to overstand. Yeah. These things I've seen. Forget to youth them want to make more green. These things I know. You know that. For Babylon them couldn't cut with flow. These things try wipe we out clean.
Yeah, hear me? Follow me now. Alright.
Like this, I and I strive for betterment, work for betterment. Every day in life, I and I strive for positive, strive for positive. Every day in life, I and I strive for betterment, work for betterment. Every day in life, I and I strive for positive, strive for positive. Every day in life, yo. Man a fi work hard, man a fi go hard, man a fi work hard just to survive. Man a fi work hard, woman a fi work hard. You can't live like fraud. No make Babylon run you out of your yard. Your love in your heart, you have to get your reward. You work so hard, you gonna get your pay, and soon one day you're shining brighter than the sun ray. These things I've seen, forget the youth, them want to make more greener. These things I know, how Babylon them couldn't cut with flow. These things I've seen, forget the youth, them want to make more greener. These things I know, Babylon them couldn't stop our flow. No, now. No, you can stop my flow, you know. I don't know.
and no boom. I fi grow up in a him neighborhood. 6 o'clock on no rules we no shoot.
Alright then, so me sing to what a guanya. Can't stop the youths them from perform. You know the youths them where you plant the marijuana. Don't say what a guanya. Can't stop my feet from perform. You won't know can't stop it from nice up the dance. Yeah. Don't say what a guanya. Can't stop the youths them from perform. You know the youths them where you plant the marijuana. Don't say what a guanya. Can't stop my feet from perform. You won't know can't stop it from nice up the dance. Yeah. Who we burn the earth, you will know your meditation. Babylon the love it them go cause a vexation. Free up the earth, Babylon where you take weight man. When we go tell them say this a ganja convention. Cause I be a earth so we come here so fit mention. Tell Babylon so them people hold them tension. Yeah, and go away with them coke invention. Cause righteousness me said that I make penetration. So me sing say what a guanya. Can't stop the youth them from perform. You know the youth them when you plant the marijuana. Don't say what a guanya. Can't stop my feet from perform. You wanna can't stop it from mess up the dance. Yeah, don't say what a guanya.
It's a rooster you no growing and no boom. I fi grow up in a him neighborhood. 6 o'clock on no rules we no shoot. Cause Jennifer go say she want the la good. It's a rooster you no growing and no boom. I fi grow up in a him neighborhood. 6 o'clock on no when the bomb clock you no find it.
Calaban until you no say the fire no fi burn. The fire and fi burn fi some people learn. But certain kind of burning make high concern. Say what me on no years old and listen and learn. Who no got some hypocritical Rastamaka who get up every day but them a bonfire. Them burn Vatican and them burn down Rome. Still a burn the scissors and they still a burn the comb. Them burn the curry goat and the chicken pan the bone. But if you ever see where some burn when them go home, you hold your belly bottom and you moan and groan.
Alright then yeah. I have faith him there. Alright then. So me sing to what a guanya. Can't stop the youths them from perform. You know the youths them where you plant the marijuana.
time. You know why? You know we broke again, boy. 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 Every man wants to make a living, Every man wants to make it shilling. Oh yo yo yo. To feed up his picnic, and feed up his wife. Oh, living on a gyro. You say what kind of life? You know we broke again, boy. 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 The government them swear to help we. Oh yes they do. Me looking at me pocket can't find a penny. It a the truth. Me read it in the paper, see it on TV. BBC 1, 2 and 3. A big credit crunch a hit the country, and that's why you know we broke again, boy. 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 Can't pay the gas bill, can't pay the light bill. Whoa, all of the pressure can come and kill. In up in a hospital, credit card full up and wallet looks slim. It looks slim. Seems like the bailiffs are the ones working. Did you hear me? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 yeah. We broke again, boy. You know we broke again, boy. You know we broke again, boy. You know we broke again, boy. The government them swear to help we. Oh yes they do. Me looking at me pocket can't find a penny. It a the truth. Me read it in the paper, see it on TV. BBC 1, 2 and 3. A big credit crunch a hit the country, and that's why you know we broke again, boy. 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 You know we broke again, boy.
Till money's not
we
my friend.
broke again, boy.
You know we broke again.
boy.
You know we broke again.
Boy.
You know we broke again.
Boy.
Till money's not
we
my friend.
broke again, boy.
You know we broke again.
Boy.
You know we broke again.
for you, for you, for you, for you.
radio rendezvous. Brief you on the situation regarding Project A. when people